Today we're looking at job number 11907 and it's a faulty PlayStation 3 that has a yellow light of death. I'm not great with the terminology as to exactly what causes the yellow light of death, so I'm not going to bore you with my rantings about how I think it works. There are a ton of better YouTube videos and guides out there online that will go far more in depth than what I'm going to in this video. This video is going to be more so me just trying to fix it from a soldering aspect and hopefully get it working. We have the RSX graphics chip here and you see you've got the NEC token capacitors below that. On the other side of the board they used to be the exact same, just about in this area, but I have managed to cleanly get them off, and I will put something on the screen now that shows you me doing exactly that. When I've done this before as a project on a personal channel of mine, it took me such a long time to get the caps off. However, here I've got this amazing heater which heats the board evenly all over, and then I basically come in with a heat gun over the top and I can just pull them off. I was not expecting it to be that easy, but with the right tools and equipment it just made my life 10 times easier. We also don't have the 470 microfarad capacitors available. However, upon doing some research, we have a ton of MacBook Pro motherboards which contain the capacitors that we need. And after watching a video from Borderline OCD on his YouTube channel, he talks about caps that actually have 3 pads on them instead of just the 2. I believe this is positive, this is actually ground, and this is also ground. In which case you can just solder the positive and the ground to where we need to on the board, and it makes it a little bit easier rather than having to put it diagonally, you know. So we're going to give that a go. These are the caps specifically that I'm looking to use. I'm just going to take one off this MacBook Pro board and line it up with the PS3 to just make sure that it's going to fit correctly. And this is what I was talking about when I was talking about the 3 pads underneath. So if we go over to our PlayStation 3, under the scope, and we just need to tint this area up first. This is so much cleaner than what I've done in the past. So if we take one of these caps, I believe the orientation is due to be like this. And so we want to have positive on the top. So if I just turn it over this way. And as you can see, yeah, so the top side is here, the positive, and then the negative, which is ground, is here, and then this is also ground as well. So we should be okay just to literally just grab our hot air gun. And as long as we line that second bit up with that, yeah, there we go. And I think we're looking at 2 on each line. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And down the bottom, we turn them around. So it will be, for example, like this. Exactly like that. However, it might not just be these 2. We might need to turn the board over to where the actual RSX chip is, and we might need to do it underneath the RSX chip here as well. So that is definitely a possibility. However, we're going to start with this side. Might not work, but we're going to give it a go. Let's go ahead and take some more of these caps off, shall we? So I believe we should only need 8 caps to start with. Worst case scenario, 16. That's if we get it working. It should be quite a fun little repair, something that I don't think we've attempted on the channel before. A good experience. Now I need to move on to another board. Now for the fun bit, I'm actually going to tin all of this and then use a hot air gun to put everything down. So I imagine it's going to be quite satisfying. Just putting on leaded solder first, and I'll be wicking it away. My extractor fan is on, by the way. It needs to be for this. So this is a lot of fumes. Extremely satisfying though. And a quick clean, and we'll do the top ones. Looking very, very good. Nice and clean. That's what we like to see. I'm really hoping this fixes the issue because it'll be a massive win. I love little fixes like this. Okay. Another quick clean. Then we're going to apply that leaded solder again to these 8 pads. Okay, just add a little bit more flux, not too much because the pads are quite exposed here. And I think it's going to take the solder fairly easily. Yeah, beautiful. Beautiful. And again, another quick clean. And this board is now ready for those caps. So let's do that now. Swapping over the head on my heat gun for a big one. Fairly confident with a heat gun, so it shouldn't be too difficult, but I may be wrong. This could be the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. Okay, here we go. Wish me luck. Again, it's leaded solder, so it should melt a lot quicker than what we've just had. Yeah, it's going already. Okay, that should be good. I think we just do the exact same for the rest of them. I'll push them all down and make sure that they're all okay after I've got them all on. That one went a little bit skew with. And now we just basically flip it around. We do the exact same on the bottom. Just positive at the bottom. Okay, that should be it. And now all I'm going to do is apply a beef amount of flux and push them down and make sure they've got a solid connection. There we go. Okay. I think we're all good. I'm just going to tidy up the area now with some isopropyl alcohol and a cotton bud. Just give everything a nice wipe down. And this board is probably going to stay hot for a very long time because of the amount of heat that I'm generating with using my hot air gun, which was at actually 500 degrees. Airflow speed was 120%. We use a quick 861DW. On a previous attempt of doing this, I actually tried soldering them to the pads, but it's a lot easier just to apply the solder. In my opinion, it's a lot easier to apply the solder and then just use a heat gun and do it that way. Okay, I just want to make sure everything is the correct way up, that we should be okay. It all looks all right. And like I said, worst case scenario, we'll just have to do the 2 on the back as well. So we need another 8 caps, but we have plenty of these specific caps. Okay, let's go and give it a test. And here we are for the test. You can see we have a green light, no yellow light of death anymore, and it's working. I'm super, super happy with this one. If you're in need of a repair, feel free to use the mail-in service down below in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.